Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special edition of C-Store TEC Talks. Joining me live at the Outlook convention here in beautiful Terranea in California is Jason Kubasak. He's the CEO of Mako Networks. Jason, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's just, you can't beat this view we've got.
No, it's incredible. This venue is really remarkable. Yeah. I've never been here. I'll definitely be back.
Good, me too. So can you tell me a little bit about how Mako Networks has evolved to specifically address the unique network security challenges that face today's convenience store operators?
Sure. Mako started with the technology. So it's a technology company at its core. So the underlying networking technology that was developed back in the early 2000s, which was very far ahead of its time at that time, really lends itself well toward distributed enterprise. It's very easy to manage at scale. It's highly secure. It's very templated. So it really works well for distributed enterprise environments. A very big customer early on was Chevron, which got us kind of into this space and focused on it. And so as that then evolved to BP and Marathon, other companies in the space, we kind of entered into a feedback loop of challenges, opportunities, et cetera, that were particular to this industry. And so we continue to evolve based on that feedback loop, a more and more targeted offering. So while the underlying technology works well in a variety of industries, a lot of the nuances are really designed around this industry because it's one we have so much experience in and so many of our customers are in this space.
Yeah. You went and answered my second question already, but
Sorry.
Since we're at a big convenience store conference right now, what do you love about this industry? How have you worked so closely with convenience store operators to develop solutions?
We love the industry because it's constantly evolving. It's innovating. They're doing a lot more than I think a lot of people realize. When you think, many people anyway, of retail, petroleum, and convenience, just sense that it might be a relatively simple environment. And then the more you learn about it, the more you realize it's not at all a simple environment. It's very complicated, networking challenges all over the place. You've got surveillance, you've got door controllers, you've got automated check gauges, you have so many different things from a networking perspective that create lots of different challenges. And of course, challenges create opportunities. So it's exciting to be, in an environment where the technology that we've developed can really be leveraged to the advantage of the customer. And so that's what makes this vertical very exciting for us, is it's just one where we can really shine. We can do well with the technology we have, with the experience we have, and add a lot of value for customers.
As you know, convenience stores process thousands and thousands and thousands of payment transactions daily. How does your PCI's certified network solution simplify that?
Well, we do have a unique aspect of our technology, which is that it is certified at the level of the actual technology, rather than the overlay of services on top of it that makes it a PCI compliant environment. We've actually gone through the process to make the technology itself compliant with the PCI DSS standard. So everything from the way that we manage data, to how the products are developed, to how we manage the development process and the cycle, to how we handle sensitive customer information, pretty much everything about both the product and the way we deliver it is built around that standard. So because of that, it allows us to limit the scope for the retailer significantly, and also for the delivery. It's much more streamlined, which means it helps us to maintain, faster resolution for problems, et cetera, that we might otherwise have, because PCI DSS is complicated. It's a very rigorous standard. And so to meet it, having the technology itself meet the standard inherently simplifies everything for everyone. For us as the MNSP, and for the retailer, of course, as the customer.
We've been talking a lot at this conference about technology, and just simply how, maybe a couple of years ago, we would have never talked about all of these loyalty programs, digital offerings, AI, like all of the sophisticated technology it's growing at a pace that is hard to comprehend. How does your technology support this evolution while still maintaining security?
Well, I think, of course, it starts from a stable base. So all of the technologies that we're hearing about here at this conference, as well as others, ultimately rely on stable, secure internet connectivity of some sort. So we have inherent stability in our platform. We have seamless failover to multiple broadband solutions, whether that's cellular or multiple terrestrial broadband or even satellite. So we can connect through any available broadband and create a very reliable network. And I think that's important, but also our technology is built around the concept of creating an ecosystem. So we have created a pretty robust ecosystem of partners, everything from payment processors to point of sale vendors to refrigeration monitoring, you name it. We've got connections into it that are stable, reliable, secure, scalable, and also extremely easy to set up. So as all these different technologies evolve, as we bring them into that ecosystem, we just make it easier for the customer to address the parts of the challenge that are interesting to them, that are revenue generating or customer facing, while not having to worry so much about whether or not the underlying ability to deliver that is being taken care of.
Okay. It's probably not surprising to you to hear that everybody's curious to know about, like, what's the next big thing that's out there that I have to watch out for? What is this next big network security threat that I might face in 2026? What could that be, and how are you addressing that?
Well, obviously, AI is fantastic in terms of what the potential is for adding value, but it's also a big threat in terms of creating more sophisticated threat actors, more attack vectors. I think as you see more connected retail, you obviously see a lot more potential for threats. And as people are doing more and more with data, analyzing it, using it for different purposes, whether it's surveillance camera video, whether it's customer data, all of those things create new challenges to protect that information while also making it available to the people that need it. So you need to make sure that the network is still providing the value that it's there to provide, but not creating opportunities for big problems. So
big problems.
Yeah, big problems. So AI on both sides. Of course, some of the things we're doing with AI have to do with trying to make sure that we're staying ahead of the evolving threats. And I think that's kind of an AI versus AI model that's coming and is becoming more and more prevalent. But I think it's really the number of ways that the information that's traveling over networks needs to be utilized now for it to provide the value to the customer that they want, while still making sure that it's protected when it's static, when it's in transit, all the different states. So a lot of interesting challenges for us coming up.
A lot of opportunities.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to close out this conversation. You've been so generous with your time. I want to hear about a recent success story, if you have any at the top of your mind, where you helped an operator or a chain overcome a significant networking challenge.
Sure. There's so many, it's hard to choose. But
that's the right answer.
But a great example is a company called Golden Oil.
Okay.
Golden Oil is based in Wisconsin. They have a geographically dispersed footprint, and a lot of on-site visits were required to do things relative to their POS systems and so forth. And they rolled out our Periscope product, which allows you to have secure PCI-compliant access to web interfaces within your even your cardholder data environment. And they were able to realize a 50% savings in their IT support costs year over year by utilizing Periscope. So it's really exciting to us because Periscope's a relatively new product for us. And so to see, nearby a customer having that type of success, and for a company their size, it was an extremely meaningful delta in cost to support those locations. Essentially, they cut down the number of trips by over 80%.
Oh, my goodness.
The time to resolution by a similar delta. So it was a huge win for them, and of course, a huge win for us, and one we're really proud of.
All right. Well, on that note, Jason, thank you so very much for joining us for C-Store TEC Talks and joining us at beautiful Terranea here at the Outlook Conference.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.